Good. Are we on? Are we on everywhere? I believe we are. Hello. I look okay. I can live with this today. It's not the best lighting. It is very gray. Of course, it is January. Of course, it is Sunday morning. And welcome to the program. So much going on in the world, but there always is. It was just remember it's like, oh, and then everything has been happening. The only difference is like now we have access to more information about everything happening. Do you know what I'm saying? Because before this, let's say 50 years ago, 100 years ago, probably, I mean, look, there was less people, so there's less going on in the world, but in relation to the amount of people, there was kind of still the same amount of shit going on in the world. We just didn't know about it. And these people pretending to pick up their newspapers and being informed in the 50s. The newspapers didn't even know about it. Newspapers knew it was like maybe a 3-mile radius. That's it. So these wonderful suburban men picking up their newspapers, having their cigarette or their morning pipe or something, they know all about the world. They knew nothing because the same amount of shit was going on then that's going on now. That has been my discourse. Thank you for coming. Hello to everybody listening in spaces, to my voice. I feel like when I look at my phone, I feel like I need to use a better voice. I hope it's engaging everyone. Sean said, it's a gray Sunday for me. It is gray. And you are spelling it the American way, AY instead of EY, which is, I think, the right way to say it because I think it's the right way to pronounce it. You don't say gree. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'll be back to green by Wednesday. Hey, yo, Mr. C, he said, like I was somehow the wonderful Tom Bosley, who did a decent string of reverse mortgage commercials. Now you think of Tom Selleck, but before that was Winkler and Tom Bosley. He had two generations telling you that this was it was like Colonial Life Insurance and some shit like that. Positively E is here. Clint said hi there, friends. Queen of the Ring said good morning, besties. Speaking of, look what mug I have today. You're little. It's the same size mug as everybody else. The Church of Joshi mug. I say little to denote how adorable I find it. And if you're doing your church session today, please drop it in the thing so people can find it. Rye said good morning. Coffee Clatch. Rye is, of course, the brand manager for me and is trying to come up with some catchy names that will help everyone. Okay, Gamer Justin Duke says, well, hi, and well, hi to you. I trust, perhaps, at some point today, if you are willing, and if Mia Yim is willing, I could meet you on the high seas and do some more fun Sea of Thieves. We had fun last time. If you know anything about me, I'm nautical. I was so afraid of the water as a child that the only way I would go in, I had such paranoia. And this is just me. When I'm in a body of water and I can't see my own feet, game over. Not interested. Even in a pool, if I can't see my own feet, anything could be there. Because I'm afraid of the dark. And this is dark water. So to remedy this, my grandmother bought me water shoes. That way I wouldn't feel too much things in my feet. I had a little bit of protection, And I loved these things because water shoes are amphibious. You can be on water. They're not flippers. They're shoes. You could get them wet. You're standing in the ocean, and then you're right on land, and you're wearing these hip shoes. Now everybody wears these rubber sole shoes. But back in the day, it was very rare. And we were in Montauk, and we were in a frozen yogurt shop. And I got up to go get an extra spoon. I was wearing the water shoes like a big shot, and the rubber stuck. I didn't pick up my feet very well. The rubber stuck on the marble floor, and I hit it and lunged forward, and I split my head open on the marble countertop. And I believe, is it here or is it here? I can't even tell, which tells you that the scar is gone. But there were 7 stitches. These Montauk Beach women went, oh my God, there's blood everywhere all over this frozen yogurt shop. And they were urging my mother to get me to a plastic surgeon, of which she refused. She said, my son is going to bear the scars of life his whole life. And I'm not going to go in there and get his eyebrows done. Should have had my eyebrows threaded, actually. So that was the frozen yogurt shop horror of Montauk that resulted in 7 stitches. I was actually talking the other day. My eyebrows are one of my most distinct masculine features. Where like if you fuck with those, it changes my whole face. And if I threaded these, it would be for everyone. What? Would change my entire face. Mia Simmons is here. She says, "Good morning. Go Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, go buck it up. Go buck up. Go buck down. Big throw it, my friends. You know what bothers me about football is that they kick the ball to one side, the guys catch it, and then they got to run all the way to the other side. Why don't they just stay where they're at? Same difference." Ty said, "Good morning, RJ. How are you feeling today?" I'm feeling, now that I told that story about the Montauk frozen yogurt horror story, I feel better. I feel more in touch with my childhood. Okay, Gamer said, "Please, everyone, remember to like the video. RJ won't remind you all, but it's very important. Thank you for helping me do that indirectly without having to take responsibility." One of the things I'm very bad at is pushing my own stuff. And if you think I do, there's people who do it so much more than me. And I'm like, should I tweet about this video? Is it just white noise? Should I post it on Instagram too? I have no idea. And then I have just a bunch of videos sitting there. You have something like Cynical Crafter or WrestleMania After Dark. And they're like, why don't I know about this? And it's like, obviously I had to beat you over the head with it. Why don't you do some clicking around? Austin said good morning. Oh, girl say good morning. Nicolette has been doing some wonderful baby face drawings, and I thank you. And I'm so touched. Good morning, RJ. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you. Aaron said good morning, and I could feel the notes in how you wrote it. SM said, did he already show the underwear? No, but let me show the underwear because they're from SM. She customized these. I don't know how that works. It has my face on them, my classic PNG'd head with a white outline. And then it says, single as a Pringle, which first of all bothers me because when do you ever see a lone Pringle? And then it says ready to mingle, which I really never, this is my mingling. This is my social interaction for the day. And they're orange, a lovely orange, thin waistband, which I think is nice. And then there's my head dotted all over the place and also pictures of Pringles. And I hope I don't get some sort of lawsuit to get this video pulled by the Pringles people. That guy who was so close to being the Monopoly Man. Did we ever talk about that? Like, is this just the Monopoly Man with a brown mustache? Does anyone have any information on what's his name? Peter Pringle? Mr. Pringle? Not quite sure. Anyway, SM, thank you for these. SM got me these and a bunch of cards I've been doing my unboxings with. And yeah, you never see a single Pringle. Single as a Pringle. What are you talking about? There's a whole stack of them. If anything, there's an orgy of Pringles. Yolanda said, good morning, fam. Christine has been a member for 6 months, and obviously she's enjoying it. Good morning, everyone. Hope you all enjoy their morning pipe. I would love to have it must be the most disgusting thing in the world to start your morning with a pipe. Really, it must have been horrific. Do you remember when TV, do you remember when I wasn't born, but when TV switched from black and white to full color like all the time and everybody's teeth were fucked up? You saw like Desi Arnaz switch to color. I was like, oh my God, what the hell happened to you? If you ever see when Desi hosted Saturday Night Live, it was like in the first year or 2 years, it's like, well, we've been watching this person the whole time in black and white, and you're telling me that the people who worked with him saw these teeth in color and they never actually said anything to the man? Sean said, glad the Happy Days reference made it through. Well done. Austin said, I'm going to enjoy this morning while I can, till all my cousins come over later for family lunch and it gets loud. A loud lunch family. They're going to be banging on the tables. Andrew Peck said, good morning. My Babyface merch came in the mail yesterday. Thank you all for buying the Babyface merch. If you want more Babyface merch, you can buy it wherever my merch is. Click on the links. And there will be more Babyface tomorrow morning. So stay tuned. People have been enjoying it a lot for some reason, as opposed to other things I do. Maybe because it's very clearly a specific world that people can get lost in and ensconce themselves in Babyface. Thomas said, good morning, everyone. Michelle said, I beat you all a special Cincinnati hello. And Bud you a who day good day. So many, I'm swimming in football terms, and I'm not even asking for them. So it must be very popular. Canada has a 4 out of 10 football enthusiasm just in general. It's fine, but they're like, let's not get crazy about it. Christine said, there's a typo in my fancy message. It's fine, whatever. Val Pancakes is here. Hello, friends. Charlie Trone said, good morning. Your hair grows fast. I guess it does. I got to go get a cut again. Paul Girl said, good morning. Aaron said, the amount of head wounds. I got head wounds. I should just, every podcast, just tell a scar story. Because I have another one here. I lead with my head. Val said, RJ is hardcore only when I'm forced to be. Never, ever by choice. Queen said, click around, jump around. I don't even know what that's referring to. Michelle said, my eyes are gray, and I've always spelled gray with an E, so I've been wrong all my life? Yes. Lindsay said, RJ, sweetie, I had to hop in the chat to tell you how gorgeous your eyebrows are. Have a lovely day, gorgeous. Lindsay Baker, thank you. Came from the heavens just to talk about my eyebrows and then leave, I assume, like Mary Poppins. Thank you. Spot Center said, could a brother get a dramatic reading of Fuzzy Wuzzy for my son Brandon, a brand new father, Bianca, that turns 30 today? What? But the child is not turning 30. Brandon is turning 30, and you want me to do the dramatic reading for him or for his daughter, who is also 30? He's 60. Let me look up the words. Was a poem. This is good. We'll do a nice poem here. Okay, dramatic reading of Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Oh, and I'm getting all this historical content. Is the original version, and then I'm going to do the original version, and then I'm going to do the extended version. That's exciting. Here we go, Brandon and Bianca. I hope you're listening. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't really fuzzy. Was he? So that's the original version, and I'll do the extended modern, so I'll recap what we already did, and then we'll go from there. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy. No, by gosh, he wasn't, was he? Silly Willy was a worm. Silly Willy wouldn't squirm. Silly Willy wasn't silly. No, by gosh, he wasn't really. Itty Bitty was a mouse. Itty Bitty had no spouse. Itty Bitty wasn't pretty. Oh, by gosh, it was a pity. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy. Oh, by God, he wasn't. Was he? Not crazy about the middle part. Itty Bitty was a mouse. Itty Bitty had no spouse. That's the mouse is born to breed. That's what they do. Not crazy about the modern twist on it. Not my favorite at all. But I hope that your son Brandon and his daughter Bianca enjoy it. Happy birthday to you. Joy Callaghan said, is he related to Percy Pringle? Who's they also used to say originally Percival Pringle, who's a much better. I like that name. As I'm saying, you all remember he said that phrase during an episode after his brother's wedding? No, I don't. It was 40 years ago at this rate. Aaron said, oh my God, I just looked it up and his name is Julius Pringle. Breaking news. If you're just tuning in, the Pringle guy's name is Julius Pringle, which is weird to me because you hear Julius, I think of Orange Julius. If you recall Orange Julius, that was the, I guess, juice shop that was invented. And then they thought, we should sell more shit. Like nobody wants this juice. So then they started like Dairy Queen as part of Orange Julius. And everyone's like, of course, you idiots. We want ice cream. We don't want juice. So Dairy Queen started to become much more popular than Orange Julius, which was really never very popular. And now you really know Dairy Queen. And if you're lucky, some bigger, older Dairy Queens have this Orange Julius section. And if they have sometimes they have their historical timeline mural on the wall or something, if the wall is big enough. And they will make it absolutely clear that Orange Julius was started first. Like without Orange Julius, there would be no Dairy Queen. And I also remember, if I'm crazy, I'm not crazy. Well, I am. It doesn't matter. I shouldn't know this anyway. I believe that Johnny Carson was given a lifetime free pass to Orange Julius. Somebody's going to have to look this up. I don't know why that's in my head, but I think he loved juice so much that they were like, Johnny, anytime you want. Joyce, we're back. Simon says, good morning. Good morning to you. A member for 21 months. It's a beautiful shade of green. Thank you for your support. It is so sweet. Rye said, I have a Pringles Funko Pop. You have a Julius Pringle Funko Pop. Rachel said, yes, neighborhood watch sign underwear would be awesome. Yolanda said, I'm here for this dramatic reading. Andrea Peck said, I feel like hockey is the football of Canada. Yes, and also baseball. No, hockey is also the baseball of Canada. It's like hockey first, then maybe baseball, sometimes basketball. Aaron said, I did not realize it was a whole Wuzzy extended universe. I'm sure someone wrote a book of these people just all hanging out. Just a Winnie the Pooh ripoff. Rachel said, wow, they just tear these poor animals apart for being so horrific. The mouse didn't have a spouse. Let's publicize it and make fun of her. Austin said, that reading sounds like something you hear at Teddy Bear's funeral. Sean said, A2, Pringle. Major FOMO loved Orange Julius. Well, that's one. I've always said Major FOMO is the Johnny Carson of this community. Positively, he said, Julius is just pretentious enough. Susie said, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. So, they gave him the name mockingly, That's like, when you it'll be like a rotund cowboy in an old movie, they'll call him Slim. This is mean. This is a dick thing to do. Susie said, hello, RJ. Hello to you. Yolanda said, I love Orange Juice Jones. I don't think Johnny Carson was allowed in that establishment. Positively, he said, Orange Whip, 2 Orange Whips. Major FOMO said, Ed McMahon had to pay full price at Orange Julius. Johnny Carson, SM Googled it. Johnny Carson and Alan Shepard got a lifetime pass. I was not wrong at all. Ty said, the Dairy Queen Orange Julius closed. The Orange Julius part near where I used to live, no one ordered from that part. Nobody ever fucking orders from that part. Sometimes I will see people order hamburgers and hot dogs and salad from Dairy Queen, which is a reach because you're going against the title. Sure, it's a part of the cow, but it's not considered dairy, and the name Meat Queen would just be disgusting. But I've never seen anyone go up to that counter and say, my good man, 1 Orange Julius. I don't even know what the fuck they sell. Susie said, what is your favorite ice hockey team? Thank you for specifying ice hockey, because my proclivity is really, I was going to say field hockey. I guess the Leafs. I enjoyed the Colorado Avalanche. They were a fun team to me. They were new when I was a kid, and I thought it was the coolest thing that you could just create a new team out of nowhere. And they had a Bigfoot logo on their shoulder, and they had a puck that was avalanching down an A on the front of their shirt. It was a nice maroon color scheme. That worked for me. Yolanda said, I look forward to hearing the extended Fuzzy turn into a club song to twerk to. You, my dear lady, have the special ability of being able to twerk to anything. Poe Girl said, short ride between Fuzzy Wuzzies and furries. Just saying, he was really the pioneer, Fuzzy. And they said, yeah, things should be furry. And then he turned into furry. Maybe they had to put on the mascot outfit. SM said, the Dairy Queen in my city burned down when I was a kid, and they never rebuilt it. SM, still to this day, SM also maintains that Dairy Queen has good food. Adam Pearson says, RJ City, coffee and pants. all of these things. I'm happy to provide two of them for you today. Ty said, Orange Juice Jones. The rain was a banger. No idea what you're talking about. Austin said they changed the Dairy Queen in my area to a gas station. Gas Queen. Positively E had a meat emoji and then a Queen's crown emoji. Christine liked Meat Queen. Joy said, what about soccer? Do the Canadians get on board with it? Sure, but it's not in the top 3. Top 5, maybe. Top 10 for sure, but Michelle said the old Orange Julius logo resembled an Arizona State's Sparky, a Sun Devil with a pitchfork. I love that this is just the Orange Julius history lesson day. The slogan, a devilishly good drink. No fucking wonder nobody bought this. After threats of a lawsuit from Arizona State, they retired its mascot. What a misfire. And that was the original, a devil named Julius. Yolanda is, yes, pro her own twerking. Rachel said, there's a Dairy Queen not too far from where I live. I always laugh at that. Go in and ask if they know about Julius. Andrea said, my dad told me about watching a hockey that was all priests and rabbis when I was growing up in Nova Scotia. There used to be, I mean, I'm sure there still is, a celebrity, like it was a New York Rangers celebrity hockey game, and celebrities, it was like a charity thing. So it was a team of celebrities against a team of old hockey players, like retired hockey players. And I remember seeing it in a magazine, and it was like Chris Jericho and Cuba Gooding Jr. I was like, what do those two talk about? What's the catering conversation? I'm just curious. Tom said, did you watch the Avalanche match versus the Red Wings where they just beat the shit out of each other the whole game? No, but I want to. Is this new? I haven't watched hockey in, honestly, 20 years, maybe. SM said, I prefer the soft serve from Sonic better than the Dairy Queen, but they are the queen. Do you understand? You can't beat the Blizzard. And I feel like I'm of the reach now where I shouldn't be publicizing these places. I feel like I can give them free promotion. But the Dairy Queen their Blizzard blows the McFlurry out of the water. I mean, the McFlurry has just like one size, and you can't mix shit, and there's no options. Blizzard's like, whatever the fuck you want. You let me know. And also, I want to say, and I know it's too much about Dairy Queen now, when they serve you the Blizzard, if they don't turn it upside down for a split second to show you how thick it is, so thick that it won't fall out, apparently, if they don't do that, you can get it for free. So when you order it, you watch them, and I watch them, and then they see me staring, and they realize, oh, this cheap bastard is just trying to get a free Blizzard. Just turn the thing over and be done with it. Rachel said, no, King, it's Dairy King. Queen said, never been to a Dairy Queen or Sonic. Queen, you need to get out more. Really. I would happily come to your general living area and find the closest to Dairy Queen and say, look at everything you can have. You will never go to McDonald's again. I don't know if you've gone to McDonald's before, but you will never go there again. Joy said, I hear about Dairy Queen. I think of Jim Cornette, and I have bad memories. Don't let one man ruin the Queen. You know, just one bad. And also, might I say, during that whole exchange, that entire establishment maintained courteous and professionalism. You can't ask enough of them. Michelle said, have you ever watched Letterkenny? If so, thoughts. I have somewhat, and I know the wonderful Kate Trevor Wilson on the show, who's an adorable man, a wonderful comedian. I'm just proud of him and pleased as punch. Are the hockey players really that quick with burns? They shout to the opposing team? Never. I'm sure they try to be now because I watch the show, and I feel like playing hockey now with people who watch that show would be exhausting. Rye said, I remember a Toronto coffee shop called Coffee Lime. They were too cheap to buy a new sign and just painted over the T on an old Coffee Time sign. I have to look that up. That's typical. Why aren't you writing a Kitsch Toronto coffee table book? Just odd facts. Yolanda said, Ty, at some point I will pay Archie to do a dramatic reading of him taking her fur coat back and kicking her cheating ass out of the house. What are we talking about? Queen says, I'm in New York City. This is not in the city. I call bullshit. Really? With everything else that's there? Queen said there might be one in New Jersey. There's definitely one in New Jersey. I think you have to perhaps go out to the island. I think there'll be one in the island. If not, might I suggest my second favorite, only because it's not as widely spread, is Carvel. Carvel is delightful. Not only did they have those horrible commercials in the 80s, but they will similarly give you whatever you want. I remember I went to Bob Evans once, and I had a lot of, I will never like a breakfast on a menu. There's something, the mainstream menu breakfast is not right. I cannot take it whole. I have to make some sort of adjustment. Usually many of them. It's very irritating to deal with me. And the waitress said, look, just tell me what you want and I will figure out the cheapest way to give it to you. And that's what I want to hear every time I go into a restaurant. Andrea said, I learned from an Ethan Page vlog that Dairy Queen stole the Blizzard flip from another ice cream shop. But did you learn anything about Orange Julius? Are you going to go comment on his vlog and tell him what you learned here about Orange Julius? Adam said, we just got a Wendy's near me in the UK. As a Five Guys devotee, should I give Wendy's a go? What should I try? People like the baked potato. They like a burger and a baked potato. It changes your level of grossness from the fries. You know what I mean? Like burger and fries. Fries make you feel a little gross. The baked potato will make you feel slightly healthier. That's what I would recommend. Austin said, where I live, there's a drive-in fast food shop called The Cartons, and they have the greatest peanut butter and chocolate milkshakes. I'm still ticked that they tore it down. On Long Island, near where my aunt lives, there was, and I'm sure some people know about this, Dairy Barn. It was a drive-through only convenience store, and they only had, obviously, a certain amount of stuff. Bread, milk, cigarettes, I'm sure. That kind of like very small gas station kind of stuff. My brother was obsessed with it. So much so that my aunt contacted the headquarters and said, you're not going to believe this, but my nephew loves this place, and got him a shirt, Dairy Queen shirt. Chai said, I lived in Florida for almost 11 months. The only time I've eaten Dairy Queen has been when you bought it. Where are we? How did I lose you completely? I haven't seen one down here. I don't see places. You look at it on your phone. You type it in. You don't go driving around. Would not be driving around there. Let me start pressing this. Yolanda said, yeah, Dairy Queen Reese's Cup Blizzard for the win. Sonic's version made me so sad. And said, Queen, you don't know what you're missing. Queen said, I don't know how to drive, and I will never go to the island. You take the Long Island Railroad. I've done it. It's 40 minutes max. And you can take it to Stewart Manor Station, and there's a Carvel that's like maybe a 5-10 minute walk from the railroad. So you have zero excuses. I also love that Queen does not know how to drive. Like I don't mean that in a mocking way. And I'm like, that's such a New York, like I don't know. I've never had to. It's so great. It's so fascinating. You're like, oh yeah, like some people do, and it's great. It's like you also don't need to, and you forget that, like, oh yeah, you kind of don't need to when you live there, and it's very freeing. Queen said, we have the Carvel Dunkin' Donuts collab shops. That's bullshit. That's like a Starbucks and a Target, and it's not really a full Starbucks. You got to get a fully formed Carvel with no interference. Major Foma said, Carvel was great in the 80s, but has become a shell of itself. It's still good. It's still good. I'm gonna bring back the Carvel magic. Joy said, poor Orange Julius. We started talking about them, and now Dairy Queen have once again hijacked them. But you can see why Julius was so upset. Lest we forget, we really eclipsed Julius Pringle. Yolanda said, I'm referring to great urban poet Orange Juice Jones. Ty said, oh my God. I'm not understand. Shit when I don't understand. Minicoletta said, growing up in New York, Ben & Jerry's was the special ice cream spot for me. There's very few Ben & Jerry's stores anymore. By the way, the coffee that I just pressed and will be pouring and drinking is my own high anxiety Rootless coffee. You can get it at rootlesscoffee.com along with Danhausen, Warhorse. These are fucking shit. I will tell you, if you like this bag, if you like this sticker, get it now, because in a couple of weeks it may not exist. And there may be other ones. So in the meantime, I say this is going to be, a hot item. The rarity is going to go up tremendously. Let me do a little. There we go. I'm not going to put this in first. Thomas said there's a Carvel 3 blocks from my house. Get on it. What are you doing? Shanika said, good morning, everyone. Clearly, I came in at the right time. DQ is the GOAT. But Ritter's, we have a new contender, but Ritter's Frozen Custard is a damn fine number 2 for Frozen Delight. Sincerely, a native Midwesterner. That's a good pour. Positively, he said, RJ, the cheap date. Yes. And also when I'm by myself. It's not like I splurge on myself and shit. I'm just right across the board. It's not only cheapness, although I love a good sale. I have a value system. Like time is valuable, enjoyment is valuable, and I have a monetary value to those things in my head. It's like a currency exchange where like these certain movies like I won't even go see for free. So I'm like, it's a waste of my time and my enjoyment, and I don't even want, you know what I mean? That the free is not good. However, there are some things that I enjoy, licorice perhaps, I will enjoy if it's free. Otherwise, I would not pay a penny for it. I just, you want some licorice? Like it's in a little glass jar. I'm like, a little all sorts, that kind of thing. But you would never catch me spending $1 on them. I don't want them that bad. But for free, it's definitely worth the price. Yolanda said, yes, Wendy's fries are trash. Thank you. Well, I didn't say that. Actually. I just said, Lounge Singer version of the horrible old Carvel song. Let me see if I can get lyrics. Stand by. Carvel song lyrics. This is not the Carvel. I got to put commercial in. I don't know what fucking song. This guy wrote a song about Carvel. Carvel commercial song lyrics. Can we have the lyrics? Cookie Puss. The origins of the ice cream song must include Carvel, please. All right, never mind. We'll just wing it. Here's the song. The Carvel song. Dun 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 dun, you can tell. Dun 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 dun, the best ice cream in hell. Bum bum ba ba, you gotta ring that bell when you come down here and have a Carvel. We got Fudgy the Whale. It's quite a tale. We got Cookie Puss. Hey, back up that bus. You gotta have all the ice cream that you can tell when you come down here and eat a Carvel. We like Cookie Puss, but we do not like Orange Julie us. We're better than that Dairy Queen, and I think you know just what I mean. I consider that place a shell. Don't tell them I said that. Please don't tell. Between you and me, the machines do smell. So come down here and eat a Carvel. That was the Carvel commercial jingle. The longer version, the unedited version. Of course, you can't take shots at companies like that all the time. Aaron said, American friends, do they still serve toast in the Dairy Queen chicken strip basket down there? I don't think they do anymore in Canada, but I remember it as a kid. Somebody help Aaron. Somebody help this woman. Queen of the Ring said, I'm not taking the railroad, RJ. I have more class than that. I have seen many business professionals take the Long Island Railroad, and they go home to their loving families. I think it's a very nice thing. Queen said, your classic New York City bozo here. Someone who thinks they're too good for the Long Island Railroad. When I was a kid, I went with my grandmother, and we bought a ticket. You know, Sonny Kiss was here, and then he's out, and asshole. Bought a ticket from the guy, the hat and everything. And we walked away, and I said, Grandma, you see that guy's name? His name was Lur. And I will let that marinate for you. SM said, I never had Carvel. There isn't one near me. Thomas DeWitt said, public transportation in New York City is so much better than driving and less stressful. Is it good? Maybe not. Is it better than driving? Absolutely. Blue Meanie is here. Good morning, all, says Blue Meanie. And if you want to crunch Blue Meanie's bones, and I know sometimes I do, I suggest that you pre-order his bone crunching action figure. He's like this, and then you can go like that. And I have carpal tunnel or something. It's a hoot and a gas. Major Fomo said there's a better local ice cream shops near me that make their own great soft serve that will make your socks go up and down like I'm that horny wolf in that cartoon. You remember that? It's like that Awooga guy. That one. The one that the mask basically just totally ripped off. Rai said, can't drive either. I have panic attacks behind the wheel. Took one driving lesson in high school, had an attack, drove into a wall. Well, if that was your first experience, I completely understand. Although, and Toronto, if you live in the city, similarly to New York, it's easy to get around certain areas. Certain areas. Not everywhere. Certain areas. You have to have your own, like, you build your own little kingdom and you stay within it. Queen said, hey, what's that mug? Great question. This is from Church of Joshi, and you can watch them today at 12. And they'll be talking about things, wrestling probably, throwing it out there. Hey, you know what bothered me, Queen? I just got to say, I watched an AWA show from 1983, and there was no women on it at all. So why don't you go bother them? Why don't you go yell about them? That's what I want to know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. This is my Reply Guy parody. But if you want to go hear some good talking, Kayla is there also as well. It's not just Queen time. It's Kayla time and Queen time. Together, it's a congregation. Yolanda said, good morning, Meanie. Positively E said, you clip coupons? I have 2 Dairy Queen coupons, and I plan on fucking using them today. I have a BOGO, and I'm gonna bow, and then I'm gonna go, as per the ticket. Major Phone said, RJ, do you remember Tom Carvel's voice in the commercials? He sounded like he gargled with gravel daily. Do you want some ice cream? Some people, oh my God, you see like local used car commercials or lawyers, and you just like, somebody has to pull them aside and say, look, I appreciate you want to do a commercial, and I think your company should do a commercial, but you absolutely should not be on camera. And your voice shouldn't even be. You shouldn't even do the voiceover. Like, this is your commercial. You own this, and I want to fire you from it because that's how inappropriate your just general being is to put in a commercial. Queen said, I already have to deal with the MTA. Long Island Railroad is overkill. I think they have really nice seats. Michelle said, yes, Aaron, they do serve it with Texas toast and white gravy. Super yummy. Positively E said, I thought that'd be a Retromania spot. Remember, they were like, oh, we think we'll put RJ in the game. And then they didn't. Yeah, I don't think so. I have played the game, though. It's very good. Minicoletta said, RJ, have you visited Anderson's Custard in Buffalo? Speaking of great local places, no, I have not. I usually, when I'm in Buffalo, we either go to an after party, which is like always at some sort of Irish bar. It's like Dugan McDougal's. It's like something PJ O'Houlihan's. Mick, it's so ridiculous. And it's just, and then they just, you know, when you go so late in the bar, it's like, we only have fried foods. You're like, I'll get water. And then I'll also have breakfast in the morning. There was a place called Amy's. I don't know if it's still there. May have burned down or something. There was also an Italian restaurant that had a garage door. And I had chicken and waffles, but it was chicken cutlet. And it had the mozzarella on it with the waffles. And I was floored. Oh, and then they had mozzarella grilled cheese. Holy shit. I ordered off the kids' menu. I was like, this is fantastic. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to feel good about it. Oh, my God. Queen said, wait, I walked away for a second. This is Queen of the Ring's mug. You can get her mug. You can click on her stuff. You can watch her shows. And you can get her shirt. which is her with a mask on, and I was, and then she goes like this sometimes. Enjoy them. Click on them. Enjoy them. Damn it! Don't walk away next time. Austin said, question for everyone. What's everyone's favorite ice cream topping? Ty said, just a simple Google search. We've taken 5 seconds. What are we talking about? Aaron said, also a non-driver over here. Also had driving anxiety, so I happily let my G2 expire when I thought I was going to be living in Toronto. The move never happened, and neither did getting a license. But you're functioning and you're doing great. It's surprising. There's so many things you grow up thinking, oh my God, I need to do this. Like it's such like a rite of passage in your head. And then you meet people who don't have it and they're just fine. And you're like, wow, that was just completely in my head. Unbelievable, like most things. Aaron said, also, I literally just read this. Michelle said, Dairy Queen has delicious soft pretzel sticks. You really should grab an order if you want a carb load. They do have delicious. Thank you for reminding me that. Oh my God, we have a request. We have 2 requests. One is from Love Ticklish Guys. Think I'm going to pass because they don't have a real profile picture. But the other one is, hold on, Eddie. Hold on. Stay there 1 second. I have a dramatic reading request of How's It Gonna Be? Dramatic reading of How's It Gonna Be by Third Eye Blind. Let me do this. I'll do it quick. How's it? And then I will talk to you. Hang in there. How's it gonna be? Lyrics, dramatic reading. These are depressing lyrics. I'm only pretty sure that I can't take it anymore. Before you take a swing, wonder what we're fighting for. When I say out loud, I want to get out of this, I wonder, is there anything I'm going to miss? I wonder how it's going to be when you don't know me. How's it going to be when you're sure I'm not there? How's it going to be when there's no one to talk to between you and me? Because I don't care. How's it going to be? How's it going to be? We used to where we used to laugh? Where we used to laugh, there's a shouting match sharp as a thumbnail scratch. A silence I can't ignore. Like the hammock by the doorway, we spend time in swings empty, don't see lightning like last fall when it was all about to hit me. I wonder how it's going to be when it goes down, how it's going to be when you're not around, how it's going to be when you found out there was nothing between you and me, because I don't care. How's it going to be? And how's it going to be when you don't know me anymore? And how's it going to be when I want to get back to myself in again? What? The soft dive of oblivion. I want to taste the salt of your skin. The soft dive of oblivion. Oblivion. How's it going to be when you don't know me anymore? How's it going to be? How's it gonna be? That honestly, my fucking lyrics were better. That was shit. Sorry, really. Let's talk to Eddie. Let me add. It's connecting. Hello, good. On mute. Hello.
Good morning.
How are you? Say hello to everyone. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eddie McQueen, local Jersey fag, a resident pothead, a business owner, and a pro wrestling diva.
Well, let's talk about the most interesting one that I did not expect in that list: business owner. What is business owner?
Wait, I have a guest.
You have a guest?
Don't do that, girl.
What are you doing? You can't take a.
Declining to speak.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine. I accept her presence with grace and humility regardless. Stay on task here. You are my guest. You can't double guest. You can't rush into all the guests.
Oh, okay.
Tell me about the business you own.
So, I have had a beauty license for 3 years, and I recently just opened a shop to do eyelash extensions in.
Fascinating. Oh, you mean you're like a storefront?
No, I rent a luxury suite.
Okay.
Storefront is the goal. I definitely would like to have a storefront in the next 3 to 5 years. But for right now, I'm just working out of a suite by myself, and I perform all my own services.
Now, are you familiar with the eyebrow threading?
I don't do threading, no.
But you're familiar with it.
Of course.
Have you seen my face? Are you just listening to this, or you're looking at this too?
I'm looking. I'm here.
I shouldn't do anything to my eyebrows, right?
Let me see. I mean, you can click them up. to get rid of your density. Like, they can still be nice and thick, but you could. I mean, anyone can use a cleanup.
Anyone can use a cleanup. Okay, I just have to have the right like.
A little fresh around the edges.
Yes.
A little trim.
I have to do. See, I need a subtle person, right? I need to find
the right stylist.
Yes, I have to shop around and
I don't do brows.
talk to people. And why don't you do brows? You don't like them? You don't care about them?
So I do brow laminations, but my thing with waxing, I don't necessarily like waxing because I feel like it's painful and I don't like putting people through pain when I give them services. That's why I like doing lash extensions. It's kind of more relaxing and people just fall asleep. But I also don't like waxing because I really feel like brows shape your entire face, and if you mess up someone's eyebrow, they will never come back to you for another service again.
Yes. I had my chest waxed once. Horrible idea. I looked like I had some sort of gonorrhea on my chest. It was disgusting because, like, you know, when people get their legs done or something, they don't have to wrestle later. I have to, you know, sweat, and then I have to have people rub and sweat against me. It's not good.
Yeah, no. If you get waxed, you want to give your skin a couple days to heal.
Yeah. No, it's
because when you wax, it more or less exfoliates as well. It kind of takes off that first layer of dead skin.
Yes.
And leaves your skin really fresh and kind of almost in a way kind of like an open wound, but not really. But if you notice when your waxer puts off that stuff on you at the end, that's an antiseptic. That's meant to keep bacteria away so your skin doesn't get infected or inflamed.
Yes. Thank you. This is great. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We've never met before.
No, not in person.
Well, I mean, we've never met even before this digitally.
I don't know. Have we?
I don't think we've spoken like this. Have we? We didn't. We've never.
So.
No.
Right.
No. So you live where?
I live in North New Jersey. I was born in San Diego, though.
Oh wow! And then why would you move?
So my mom met this guy that she kind of liked. Well, not really liked. She tolerated. He lives in Jersey, so we moved out here. Which is better opportunity for the family, better education system.
And you're happy with it?
I've definitely grown accustomed to New Jersey. I realized that I have a really aggressive personality, and that doesn't really fit in anywhere else in New Jersey.
Right. They were like, please, it would be best if you left. There are louder people north of here. Is that what they said? Do you feel that you are tolerated in New Jersey?
Every time I visit California, people go, "You're from the East Coast, aren't you?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" I feel attacked almost. Like, what does that mean? They
just go, "You're from out of town." What they're really saying is you're not from here. I think they.
I really know I'm from the East Coast. They're like, "You're from the East Coast." I think that people like, "Oh, you're from Jersey?" I'm like, "How do you what?"
Because in my experience.
Let me calm down and not answer so aggressively.
But yes, I was going to say, I feel like you have a sense of urgency that does not really exist on the West Coast.
No, it doesn't.
Nobody is in a rush. And I also find the people who are not in a rush are often the people with the most money. The people who you actually want things from, they're never in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hey, you know what's crazy is people on the West Coast are so much nicer. Like, the last time I went to San Diego, I was just smoking a bowl on the street, and some guy was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I was like, I was so confused because I'm like, I don't know you.
I would think immediately, what do you want from me?
Right, but then I was like, oh, okay, well, hi, how are you? He was like, oh, I'm having a great day. How are you? I was like, I'm pretty good. He's like, okay, cool, have a great day. He was just the neighbor, but he was just walking by me. He just decided to be nice. I was like, ew.
Well, I will contrast that story. I was in Penn Station, and they have those really long staircases to get up to the street level. And there was a woman next to me up the stairs, and she was like lugging this stroller. Lugging it. Very difficult. And it's long stairs. We're not even halfway up. And I thought, you know, for once in my life, let me be a good person and say, do you need help with that? And as I say, she snatched it away and she said, no, I do not. She was really mean about it, and I've never helped anyone since.
Rude. See, fucking bitch, you should just take an escalator.
I know.
I'm gonna curse her ass out and then pumped, please.
Yeah, but then I have the burden of other people around, and I have to explain myself.
Oh, fuck them. I don't care. They don't pay my bills, eat my ass, or some of my paychecks. I'm self-employed.
Sorry, can you say that whole sentence again, please?
I said they don't pay my bills.
They don't pay your bills.
Or sign my check.
Sorry, did you say wipe or eat?
No, eat my ass.
Eat, because we can wipe our own. We can't eat our own.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I mean, unless you're really talented, you might be able to teach your own.
No, I mean, there's enough poor people trying to perform fellatio on themselves. You know these people. You've heard about them, like a Lanny Poffo or something.
I've heard something recently. The term is called solosexual, and it's people who prefer to just masturbate.
I mean, look, there's certainly a benefit there, right?
Also, if you're a Mormon, if you haven't heard the term soaking, I suggest looking that.
Explain to me soaking. I would like to learn about soaking right now, please.
So you know how Mormons aren't allowed to have sex?
Well, I mean, they are allowed. I mean, Mormons have children. They're not an extinct species.
Before sex, they're not allowed to do it before sex.
You mean they're not allowed to?
Marriage.
Yes, before marriage. Yes.
Before marriage. Excuse me, I'm stoned.
Yes, it's okay.
They're not allowed to do it before marriage. So what they do is the guy will insert his penis into the girl, and then they'll call a friend over to jump on the bed. But what they do is they put the penis. He puts the penis in, and then they just lay there, which is called soaking.
So I'm not responsible for what's making me do this.
Correct.
Right.
It's not actual sex because there's no thrusting involved.
Right.
They're just soaking.
Okay.
So they usually will call another Mormon friend over and say, "Hey, we're having a soak session.
Yeah.
Do you mind coming and jumping on the sofa for us?"
That would be.
And usually they'll pull their friends over, and the friend will jump on the bed.
Yeah.
Winky, and like that'll create friction.
But it's still sex, no? The Mormon leader shows up and says, "Well, I see nothing wrong here."
I mean, it's I know about it. I'm not a Mormon, so it must be talked about.
I would love to be just a bed jumper. If anyone needs me, it's $5 a session. I will jump. I will take my shoes off. I know what I'm doing.
RJ aids in soaking in his underwear.
Yes, I won't even. I'll keep a blindfold on. I'll turn around. I just want to jump on your bed. That would be great. You know, it would actually be fantastic, though, that the bed jumping only exists in Mormon communities because they have such old, shitty beds.
I mean, I don't know.
No, but if you get a Tempur-Pedic, as you've seen, you can't spill wine. You can't knock over bowling pins. Could you imagine these poor people? If you introduce a Tempur-Pedic to the Mormon community, there would be no more soaking.
They'd be over it. They would start soaking on their sofas.
I'd be right next to them, jumping on the bed, and they're like, I got nothing here. Nothing's happening.
What if maybe Mormons, they like have soaking in their plan? So like they buy specific beds for soaking, like soak beds, like a water bed or like maybe like a trampoline.
Yes. A water bed would be great.
A trampoline could kind of get aggressive. I don't know. That might be a little much for a soaker.
Yeah, I don't think trampolines. I worry about the joints. I worry about things coming in and out. A bed has just enough.
Maybe just a nice soft down mattress.
Yeah, we're not doing. It's not Cirque du Soleil. You know.
Okay.
But that also feels like a Mormon saying, "Hey, I want to kill somebody. I'm getting a gun. I'm loading it. I'm pointing it at them, and then I just need you to come by and push the trigger."
Right. Kinda.
You know.
Symbolically.
Where did you first hear this?
My sister told me about it over Thanksgiving.
And she's a Mormon?
No.
Your sister just said to you, she said, "Let's stop the dinner for a moment. Put down the turkey. I heard of this fascinating new thing."
It was later on in the evening. We were all drinking and stuff. We were watching these funny videos, and they were watching these two guys that were commenting on Mormons. And then Cassie brought it up. She's like, "Oh, that's how we heard about soaking." And I was like, "What the hell is soaking?"
I would love. I think Mormon porn should just be a shot of the bed jumper.
Of the feet?
Yes, just the feet, and you're like, "Wow, this must be really good." You know, he must be having a really good. But have you ever seen those old black and white movies where they couldn't show sex, and the people would be about to embrace, and the camera would pan down and just like linger on their legs?
That is so funny.
You know.
Well, you know what's funny? Hold on one second. Let me clear my throat.
Please do. I'll give you a little cover. Go ahead.
If you go back and watch A Christmas Story,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever noticed, but in Mom and Dad's room, their beds are separate.
Yes.
And that's because, like, back then, when they were filming, even then, it wasn't seen as respectful, so I have it assumed that both actors slept in the same bed.
Right. Now, do you know the first live action couple to be seen in the same bed on television?
I feel feel like I know the answer to this question, and I can't remember who it is.
The Munsters.
The Munsters.
Yeah, they were like,
God.
Frankenstein. He can have sex all he wants. He can sleep with whoever he wants. Not really a human. They were just like, sure, whatever.
He doesn't count.
No.
He's a creation.
So back to these solosexual people. So I'm fascinated. Did you ever see like you ever watch those old episodes of like Montel when you were a kid? And you've never watched any Montel?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Maury.
I've seen Maury.
Okay, but they have people on back in the day, and they'd just be like, "I'm asexual," and they would be like, they would parade them out like it was a freak, like it was unheard of, and they're just like, whatever. And I was like, oh my god, as a kid, but now I'm like, yeah, I understand. You know?
Well, that's crazy. Have you ever heard of the Jenny Jones show?
The Jenny Jones show. Yeah. How do you watch Jenny Jones? You don't watch Montel.
So here's the thing. I heard about this story. It's a true crime story about these two guys that went on the Jenny Jones show, and Jenny Jones was doing some sort of like episode, like, oh, who this guy is secretly dating someone and no one knows who it is. And like basically, this guy came out and like outed him on stage and like told him about his relationship. And a couple of days later, he ended up murdering him.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and it was like it was huge. It was all over the national news. Like, when they went to trial, he used the gay panic defense, and the fact that he felt like he was like I guess shamed on national television, and like that was like part of his private life. He didn't want out or whatever.
Yes.
And so he showed up to the guy's trailer and shot him.
Wow. And I guess, I mean, he was, I assume, found guilty. So pretty much an open and shut case.
If I remember correctly, he was found not guilty.
And then I'm sure Jenny Jones must have been like, well, this is awkward.
Oh, her show was chopped after that.
Yeah.
Jenny, girl, you gotta go. Because apparently when he was brought onto the show, they didn't tell him the truth about why he was there. So he didn't really know. He kind of got like put into that and was like, wait, what's happening?
Right. But what isn't it crazy to think about? I mean, you've done wrestling shows. I'm sure you've done some odd videos of people want to do things with it. Could you imagine blindly going to a talk show?
I'd be prepared for it.
Really? You'd be like, this is fine. I'm prepared to argue and perhaps throw a chair.
If I need to, sure. I'm Capricorn.
No, I wouldn't even if somebody was like, hey, we want you on a talk show, and they told me what it's about, I'd be freaked out about it. I couldn't imagine, blindly saying, let's show up. I'm sure my ex has good information for me on the Jenny Jones show. That's why you go on Montel. You don't remember Montel?
I told him. The Jenny Jones show reached out to him, and they said, you have a secret admirer, and they want to reveal themselves on the show. They said it could be a girl or it could be a guy. So they did tell him it was possible it would be a male, but they made him assume that it was going to be a female. So when he came on the show and found out it was one of his guy friends, he was like totally disgusted, and like obviously he killed him. So I don't know. I feel like if they gave me that option, they'd be like, it might be a girl, it might be a guy. I'd be like, if it's a girl, I'd be like, oh, girl, you can be embarrassed on TV, because I'm going to sit there and be like, no, ma'am.
Right.
No, ma'am. But I wouldn't figure out kill somebody over it. But
no.
The circumstances, because I'm an openly gay male, so like I'm not afraid about being embarrassed about that.
Well, sure. I mean, in that specific situation, no. But you know what would have been a good workaround, because I don't think it would be considered homosexual sex, is if they inserted but didn't move, and they hired a Mormon bed jumper.
Oh, I have so many guys that I've blown that are like, I'm still straight, and I'm like, sure.
They just have a little loophole.
Right, exactly. It's not gay if you suck mine. Never mind.
As long as you can live with it, whatever loophole works for you. Oh my God, what odd people! You come bearing such gifts today?
I do.
This was like a little gift basket of sexual proclivities, and I appreciate it.
I'm just trying to educate the people.
Thank you. This has been a real PBS day for me.
I'm glad everyone knows about soaking now. I hope them all.
I'll say, yeah,
their secrets.
I'm a solo soaker. I just jump on my bed.
Not a solo soaker.
What do you have plugs? Do you have anything to plug? No, I'm talking about your social media, not your, yeah.
This is taking a turn.
Please, do you have any links? Jesus. Oh, Rye Levy said in the chat. Rye is. Do you know Rye Levy? He directed a documentary called Out in the Ring.
Sure.
Okay, good. He said any hole is a goal, which is, I think, might be a good shirt too.
I don't know about any hole.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sticking it up your nose, you know?
I don't know, like.
No, not any hole. The ear, these. I mean, whatever. Please plug away.
So my social medias are all the same across all platforms. I try to make it really simple. But if you see my Twitter handle, that's the same handle for my Instagram, for my Snapchat. And then if you go on my Instagram, follow my business page. It's Eyelashes by Eddie. My last name is spelled with a Y, not an I-E. So it's EYELASHES BYEDDY.
Wonderful. And I'm sure at some juncture this year, I will run into you. And we will have this. I feel like we've bonded today, so I feel like we have some rapport already.
I feel like I would love to have coffee at a Starbucks.
Yes, that would be great. It doesn't have to be a Starbucks. It could be anywhere.
It could, but I love Starbucks.
I say we go upstate and find ourselves some Mormons.
Oh, why? I don't know if I want to soak.
I just have questions.
Okay.
I just want to check out the mattresses. Tell them we're doing mattress repair. I just want to scope them out. That's it.
Go to Starbucks and people watch and just ask random people questions.
Yes. Okay. Well, my show is ending now, so I'm going to say goodbye to you. But thank you for doing this.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Goodbye and Godspeed.
Bye.
Great ending laugh. That was Eddie McQueen, and this might be the record today for breadth of topics. We started at Dairy Queen and underwear with my face on it, and we got to solo soaking and Jenny Jones. So let's take a good look at these underwear again. Thank you, SM, for these. They're a haute. I feel very and respect to the great Julius Pringle, who has nothing to do with Orange Julius. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless.